2 men die after using bat poop, described as natural superfood for weed to grow pot. So in plain English, 2 men die after using bat poop as fertilizer to grow weed. This is something that kind of struck me by surprise. I'll go on. 2 men from New York died from pneumonia they contracted from bat feces after they used the excrement as fertilizer to grow cannabis, which is not new. Using guano as bat fertilizer is actually quite common. It's quite rich in nitrogen. It's got it all: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. The unidentified men from Rochester, ages 64 and 59, smoked pot that had been tainted with a fungus found in the bat droppings known as guano. That caused fatal lung infections, according to a study published in the Open Forum Infectious Disease earlier this month. Their deaths were not connected, which the researchers said highlights a growing trend of using bat waste to produce weed since the drug has been legalized. The 59-year-old had purchased the bat guano, described as a natural superfood for cannabis plants due to its high nutrients, from online store, according to the study. The 64-year-old had harvested a thick layer of guano in his attic, where he had a heavy bat infestation to fertilize his plants. The guano contained a potentially deadly fungus called Histoplasma capsulatum, which is native to the eastern half of the United States and is typically transmitted by breathing in the fungal spores, although it can also be ingested through the mouth. So, as it's describing, you have one that smoked it and the other one that has inhaled it. For the first time, fatal cases related to the individual exposure now outnumber work-related outbreak cases. Quote, "Given the recent legalization and an accepted increase in home cultivation of cannabis, along with the promotion of bat guano for this purpose, it is important to raise public awareness about the potential risk of using bat guano as fertilizer and emphasize the need for protective measures such as wearing masks when handling it." The 59-year-old, an arthritic, heavy tobacco user with emphysema, was admitted to the hospital after 6 weeks of suffering from breathing troubles, a sore throat, and weight loss, the study said. He appeared to be septic at the time. Doctors initially thought the small masses layering his throat and vocal cords might be cancer, but learned that they were from the fungus. He was treated for 2 weeks with antifungal medication with no success before he was transmitted to hospice care and died. So you've got a lot of variables going on here, and that was the second one. The first story that I read didn't even include the fact that there was 2 separate cases. So essentially we just have a case of an ingestion of what seems to be bat guano. That's the common denominator here, is we have bat shit. They have ingested it, one via smoking contaminated product, the other one versus inhaling the fungus. So it pleads, when did this happen? I'm sure I could figure this out rather easily. What other variables were at play? It does mention that the one was a heavy smoker, arthritic. One mentions that they had breathing issues. Like, it's just, they're kind of all over the place in regards to what could be the possible reason for this, but the common denominator is bat guano. But what I think is very interesting is that they tie it to weed, because throughout the article there's like these slight digs at weed. It's like, part of me doesn't even think that weed should be involved in this. One inhaled fungus from an attic that's ridden with bats, and the other one smoked a joint that had bat guano on it. I don't know. This story makes me ask a lot more questions, and I think it's fair to say that the question whether or not bat guano will make you sick, I don't think that's the question. The question is, A, how is this related to weed? Was it the weed that gave them the sickness? Because they're just telling us that they have bat guano. They use bat guano as a fertilizer. The guy smoked a joint with bat guano. I'm a little bit perplexed in regards to where this narrative is. Not to mention it's coming out of New York. So who knows what kind of narrative can be tied to this? But needless to say, that's the story, and I'd give you an opinion on it, but it's kind of all over the place in regards to whether or not I even think this is related to the plant at all.
We are checking out the brand new Spider Farmer SE7000. This is a brand new release, repping the exact same highly trusted LM301H EVO diodes from Samsung. This new design features a foldable frame which allows it to come out of the box as is with no assembly required. It'll fit in your tent with as easy as an unfold and a hang. If you want to check out this light or anything from Spider Farmer, use promo code PIGEONS420 when visiting their website, spider-farmer.com, and save yourself a few dollars off at checkout. Peace!
And a huge shout out to AC Infinity for sponsoring today's video. If you're looking for some high-tech quality equipment for your tent, check out acinfinity.com. Whether it's their clip-on fans, the Gen 2s, their air circulation systems, or their lights, check them out at acinfinity.com. Use promo code PIGEONS420. You're going to save a few dollars off at checkout. You're going to help support the show, and you're going to get yourself some quality equipment. Also, a huge shout out to Seedsman. If you're looking for some quality genetics from a quality place, check out Seedsman. Use promo code PIGEONS420. They're working with some of the best breeders in the game to hook you up with quality genetics. Check them out. Use promo code PIGEONS420 and thank them both for sponsoring today's video.